once again, we kept wondering, will he, won't he, will he, won't he? It was the rose finally finished up at He Loves Me Not. He's not in the team.
Well, I just look back to that second test match where he played and he did okay. And he's not played test match cricket for such a long period of time. He got his test place back. Whether you agreed with Dominic Best being dropped at that time or not, they gave Moeen that test shirt and then they asked him to stay on. He said, no, I want to go home to rest for the one-dayers, the T20 series. Well, he hasn't played a game. You'd have thought there'd have been more communication, and I'm sure there was. Whether they thought Moeen was going to play in this T20 series or not, it seems to me that communication has not been a great one. You just look at the screen, the amount of players that play across the formats. You know, Johnny Bairstow playing 4 tests, playing all the T20s. Butler's played 3 tests, all the T20s. Ben Stokes 4, all the T20s. And then you've got the Jofra Archers, Sam Currans, Mark Wood, who played 2. And Mark Wood played 4 of the 5 T20s. So I just look at maybe Moeen wants to be a white ball specialist in time. We'll have to wait and see. But I said the other day that it makes the kind of rotation and Moeen going home to rest for the one days, it makes it all a little bit of a mockery when he's not played any part in this series.
It's something we chatted about a lot, Joy, in the last 4 games with Michael and Zahir. It's just one of those things that didn't make sense. We saw it in the Test series. The bubble, of course, is a factor. But at the end of the day, we've always said, even pre-COVID, that if a player is not playing, if there's an opportunity, say, for example, to give him domestic cricket or anything, it makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. I just thinking that, England has run their cricket setup over the last 3-4 years. It's been a model. The way they've sorted out the World Cup, they went from 2015, they've improved as a one-day team. I'm just surprised they haven't done it by not being communicative, by not telling players what they're doing. Clearly, there's something here that's not gone across. Either when Eoin didn't hear the message that if Moeen's in India for the T20 specifically, he needs to play, or he just happens to think that, okay, you guys do your job as selectors and pick who you want to, but I need to pick my 11 to win. And it's been an unfortunate set of circumstances, because if I'm in Moeen's position, I'd be looking at it and saying, that is an awful waste of time, the way it turned out.
And also, just a quick factor to end with, Michael, sometimes you look at those, and thanks to the IPL and thanks to, of course, a decent performance in a test, performances in that country, if you've been there and you've done that, has to count for something. And Moeen has done it in IPL colours.
Yeah, he's a high-class cricketer. We've seen that across the formats for a few years. He can impact with the ball, with the bat. He's good in the field. He's a good team member, great in the dressing room. So I personally would want him in all my squads. I just find it very bizarre that England have managed the situation like they have. And I was very critical of the rotation policy. You're playing your best team in India away from home in Test match cricket. Surely you want your best players available. The actual buyer bubble, it is an issue. But, those that came back for the T20 and the one days on February the 26th, I think Moeen got about 6 days at home because he left after that second test. He's now in India potentially till the end of the IPL. So by actually resting for a week and missing 2 test matches to come back for the T20s and the one days and the IPL, that bio bubble that they're in now goes from international bio bubble to IPL bio bubble. I'd have thought it'd have been better off playing the test series, then having a breather, then coming back for the IPL. It would have broken up the bio bubble a little bit better for someone like Moeen Ali, but they made the decision. It's just slightly confusing. I think there'll be many like me kind of looking at it going, England rested Moeen Ali so he could be the best drinks waiter that he possibly had in this series. He must be bloody good at mixing those drinks.